question around the US and what impact the US deficit is likely to have on the US economy. The Fed dropped rates this week again, and the gap between US and Australian rates is historically anomalous. That's not usually what we see. But the US is slowing. The tariffs impacting consumer sentiment. The US economy is much more heavily driven by consumer behaviour than ours is. The Australian economy is heavily influenced by export performance, which largely means commodities, and much more government stimulus spending around infrastructure largely. So the US economy is quite teetering on the brink, but it's certainly much more challenged than we would have. There's certainly seen significant layoffs in the tech space. Government spending is not a particularly big part of that, but the US consumer needs to get happier, and I'm not sure a 25 basis point cut's going to deliver that. So very much concerned about the US domestic economy, and it's potentially got impacts elsewhere. So I would expect that the US underperformance relative to the rest of the world will continue. I don't see it being a particularly negative year, but probably a sub-average year. None of that makes me want to change our current underweight position in the US. I said 40% compared to 70% is a material underweight. I'm not sure I really want to go much lower in the face of the growth coming out of AI.